Macca, well played. Stags 3, Exeter 0. What's your reflections on that match?
Yeah, good professional performance. End the season, nothing to play for, but I thought that we played very, very well, very professional, and sent the fans home happy.
It was another good performance, wasn't it? And you played with that freedom again, like you did on Wednesday.
Yeah, we did. We were more confident on the ball, more confident on our touches, our first time passing and playing through the lines. We needed that a couple of months ago, but it was quite tough with the run that we're in. Nobody really wanted to make a mistake, but the last couple of games, the shackles, as you say, were off, and we were free, and we were playing very, very well.
You got Stags off the mark on 25 with that close range header following Lewis Reed's free kick.
Yeah, some people said it was in already, but I didn't know that, so I just followed up the rebound, stuck it in, and very, very happy and very pleased to get that goal.
A 3-0 win today, the season now over. How do you look back on it, Macca?
Successful. We stayed in the league. We set down at the start of the season to do that, and we've achieved that. We've achieved that goal, and it might feel a bit disappointing because of the way we started the season, and then the back end of the season that we had. But if you sit back and you would have snapped people's hands off for this opportunity to stay in the league.
What have been the highlights, and conversely, what have been the challenges?
The highlights is taking our fans to new stadiums and that, seeing them experience new grounds and things, and winning games away. That's been incredible, and I always go back to the Blackpool game. The fans there was incredible, but they were the tiny details that we need to pick up on for next season, because we should have won that game comfortably, but we'll have a look at that, and obviously that difficult period. But as I was just saying, that difficult period that we went through will stand us in good stead for the following season.
What has it given you, that difficult period?
Well, it gives us, the games that we've got beaten, we shouldn't have got beat, because we played ever so well, and then we just got punished. I think we have to realise that no matter how well you're playing, that if you give any opportunity to the other team, they will punish you in this league, and it's understanding that you have to be switched on all the time, and keep trying to play the right way, but also knowing that you need to be better when the ball changes hands. I think there's a few goals that we've conceded where we've had all the ball and one sloppy pass and they break and they score, where maybe we need to make a foul, be more clever in that aspect. I think that's what it's going to give us for next season, where I think we'll be more clued on to that, and not be as relaxed as we were.
How do you rate your own performances this season on the whole?
I'm glad to play the amount of games that I have, but on goals and assists, not quite my best season, so we were disappointed in that, but I'm very, very happy to have played over 40 games this year, injury free in that, so it's been a bit mixed for me, but I'm very happy that I've played so many games, and back in League One again, where I like to be, and hopefully from here next year I can't wait.
Yeah, the season is now over. How's your own future looking, Macca?
I'll find out on Monday. Yeah, we have meetings on Monday, so I'll find out from the gaffer on Monday, so I'll see how it goes.
Just for confirmation, you've made no secret of your love affair with the club. I'm sure you want to stay.
Yeah, I'd love to stay. It'd be silly for me not to. My wife loves it here. My kids are going to school here. Everything about the club, the management staff, the players that are here. It's a brilliant club, and I want to be a part of it. So, but I'll find out on Monday, and if not, then I'll go away happy because of what we have achieved. Getting promoted and getting to stay in the league, I'll go away happy.
What do you have to say about your teammate and friend Stephen Quinn, who has now played his last Mansfield Town match today after 4.5 terrific years?
incredible man, on and off the pitch. There's no words really to just describe what kind of character he is. He's just absolutely brilliant around the place at the training ground. The way he drives people on in training. When he's not training, you know he's not training, and you can see on the pitch today. And I was saying to him, like, he could easily do another year, because some of the football that he was playing, his intelligence for the game, and we've just got a connection on the pitch, and it just seems to we bounce off each other. But for him, the career that he's had, you know, I've watched him play with Ireland, and to be playing alongside him is an absolute great achievement for me, to be fair. He's such a great man, and I can't speak highly enough of him.
When you two were on song down that left flank, as often you were, it was almost telepathic, wasn't it?
Yeah, we just seemed to struck up a great relationship. He kind of made it easier for me, because like the first season we had together, it took us like a couple of games, and he was constantly talking to me. You know, people don't really see it, but he just gives me pointers all the time, and it'd be silly for me not to listen to a player like him. And I took it on board to what he was saying, and next thing you know, we were just flying. Everything that we'd done that year was all down the left, and we couldn't be stopped at times. But his movement off the ball, his like 5 yards, 10-yard movement, his talking, if any young lad should just like take a game and just concentrate on him, they will improve massively, because he is such an intelligent footballer, and he doesn't move between 20 yards. Nobody can pick him up, nobody can mark him, and I can just bounce off that and move into space, and he makes me look great.
Like yourself, he's so well respected and thought of here in the club. How's he gone about driving standards over the past few years on a day-to-day basis? How does he do it? Because we hear a lot about that.
Simple. In training, you know, sometimes a missed pass will go astray. People will say nothing, where Quinn would pull it up and say, "Here, come on," like in a nice way. Come on, concentrate on that. It's important. And then things like that, you know, timekeeping, just the little things on the pitch where, like, when he's on your team or you're playing against him, you don't want to make a mistake, because you know he will say something in a good way. And just that's him, just his whole aura, like, of what he's done in the game. You know, he's played Championship, you know, Premier League, he's played with Ireland. And for people not to listen to him or respect him, then they're a bit silly. But as soon as he walked in that door that day, his respect was given straight away. And then when he turns it on the pitch, then, you know, you can't say anything. I don't care what age he is. He looked as good as anybody out there today again. And that's because his professionalism of not just getting treatment at the ground, but he does things at home. He goes see people, he keeps himself clean, he goes swimming, recovery, he does all that. Not many people know that, but he works on his body and he keeps himself fit, and he goes quietly about it. But we all know, and that's why he has the respect that he has.
That's a great tribute to a fine professional for Mansfield Town over the past few years. Final thoughts, Macca, now as the season in Sky Bet League One for Mansfield is complete.
Final thoughts now. I'm going to go and have a Guinness with Connie. That's what I'm going to do. And just say thank you for making me look good over the last couple of years.
Enjoy your Guinness. Yeah. Thank you, Macca. Well done this season.
Thank you.